everyone, welcome to another book review Wednesday, and today I'm going to be diving into another short story that is Christmas-y slash holiday related. And this particular short story is titled The Gift of the Magi. And basically the short story involves a woman named Della who is broke around Christmas time, and she has nothing to ultimately give to her husband for Christmas. So she decides to cut her hair for money so that she can go out and buy her husband a present. And you'll sort of see how he does a similar thing. And there's almost sort of a comical thing to it in the fact that their gifts sort of end up being not as useful, considering the fact of what they end up ultimately sacrificing in order to purchase the gifts for one another. So it really does bring up some interesting ideas, in particular the notion of sacrifice and putting, again, someone else's needs before your own, wanting to give and show appreciation. And the interesting thing is this story tries to relate the sort of couple's sacrifice to one another to the wise men, or as they are sometimes called, Magi. So in case you don't know the story of Jesus and Mary, basically there were three wise men or kings that supposedly came to visit Mary, the baby Jesus, and Joseph, and presented the baby Jesus gifts, and sort of made a very arduous journey in order to give him those presents. And it kind of tries to showcase that despite the foolishness in not realizing that they were kind of doing the same thing for one another, and ultimately buying presents that don't have a significant amount of value, again, it's showing that what they're willing to go through in order to again, think more about the other person, showcases a certain appreciation in the fact that, sort of the idea of love being priceless, it just doesn't have really a certain materialistic kind of thing. There's no kind of materialism to the gift. It's the thought behind it more so. So again, it's trying to kind of express that sort of, I think, wisdom, and again, it's somewhat similar to, what you could say of what the wise men went through, and the fact that they had to travel on a very difficult journey in order to get to where Jesus was in order to give the presents and whatnot. So again, it's more so the willingness to give, and the sort of even turmoil sometimes that can be associated with it, and the thought and effort put into it, rather than the actual material thing that is actually even presented. So again, it's kind of just trying to highlight that angle of looking at things in a more broader perspective, and realizing that, again, it's the thought that counts. It's the effort that ultimately really matters, and really shows your commitment. And I think that's just something that, again, is somewhat biblical in nature and can be related more so, I think, to the sort of Christian tradition. Um, but again, it's rather interesting and has been featured as far as adaptations are concerned over the years. Um, and it all started with this particular short story. Um, and it was written by O. Henry, but his actual name is William Sidney Porter. And this was actually in the early 1900s. So again, it kind of reflects onto even the era, especially around the time when money was and um, and having the ability to maybe purchase gifts wasn't as I think accessible when we compare it to nowadays, where it's pretty easy to find something and um, at least uh, give um, than it probably was within the past. Uh, but I think that's ultimately, though, all I can say about this particular short story. It's definitely, I think, worthy of um, considering to read. I mean, it's really not that long at all. And still kind of gets you into that whole mood of the holiday spirit that, again, I think um, reminisces a lot of the importance and the sort of significance to the sort of values that, again, are sort of preached upon religious idea, or I guess tied to even religious ideas, hence considering the fact that the title is The Gift of the Magi. And sort of comparing the couple as the sort of three wise men. But I think that's really ultimately all I can say, though. If there are any questions, comments, concerns, we'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, even though it's technically not Christmas yet. But until next time, everyone, bye-bye.